Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Maximize Your Monday. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to Maximize Your Monday. Thank you so much for joining us today for this segment of Maximize Your Monday. My name is LaToya Early, and I'm an empowerment speaker. I am a vision coach, and I am also founder of Chase Great Enterprises, where we are constantly changing the momentum of your pursuit to success, your pursuit to happiness, and your pursuit to purpose. Listen, it is our assignment here at Chase Great Enterprises to help you chase the greater in you. So, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. I have to kind of get used to saying good afternoon because I'm always jumping on in the morning. So, good afternoon to everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Listen, I'm so glad to be here on today, and I thank you so much for tuning in for today's segment of Maximize Your Monday. Again, I am Vision Coach LaToya Early, founder of Chase Great Enterprises, where we help aspiring and growing entrepreneurs create a strong foundation for success through vision writing and through vision planning. We teach you how to first discover your purpose and then teach you how to turn your purpose into profit. So it is our assignment to help you create purpose-driven businesses, because purpose-driven businesses is where you find longevity, is where you find happiness, and it's where you find who you were called and created to be, and to help other people. So again, thank you so much for joining us on today. We are here every single Monday at noon. Yes, we are. We are here every week, every Monday at noon, so that we can maximize your Monday on your lunch break. Okay, so thank you for joining us. Please excuse me as I continue to glance over. I am just looking over at my notes. If you could so kindly today, please do me a favor. Visit us at www.chasegreatenterprises.com. Subscribe to our newsletter so that we can send you every Monday your goal sheet for the week. Your goal sheet is what simply helps you maximize your Monday instead of dreading your Monday. Our Maximize Your Monday segments is to help you create an atmosphere or an environment that's going to push you towards the goals that you have. So if you learn how to maximize your Monday, then you have no room to dread them. You have no room to complain or become frustrated, because we have a goal at hand. So don't forget, visit us at www.chasegreatenterprises.com and download your very free goal sheet for the week. So listen, let's jump into our content for today. I'm so excited because last week we talked a little. We're always talking about purpose. Our overall job is to make sure that you are fulfilling your life's assignment. We are making sure that you are fulfilling your life's purpose. So I know that that you can do that in multiple ways, and I don't want you to always think that it's always through entrepreneurship. I want you to learn how to maximize your current position. Okay? I want you to learn how to maximize your current position. What's your purpose in your position? What is your purpose in your position? Sometimes we dread the position that we're in. Sometimes we dread the job that we're at. Sometimes we go into, this is majority of the reason why people dread Mondays. It's like, oh, here we go. We got to go back into this job. We have to go back into, I got to see this boss. But listen, I need you to learn how to maximize your position. You have a purpose in everything that you do. And until you learn how to maximize the purpose in your position, you'll always find yourself unhappy. You'll always find yourself unfulfilled. So discovering purpose over life is not limited to just community service or serving at your children's school or serving at your church. No, identifying purpose is what's supposed to give you your identity of who you are. So if it's who you are, that means that you can't flick the switch and be in purpose one minute and be out of purpose the next. When you discover your life's purpose, it's who you are. So if you are currently in a position at a job, if you're in your career field, if you haven't yet found your niche just yet, you need to learn how to maximize your position. Because let me tell you something, sitting and dreading your position is not going to get you further. It's only going to cause you to become more miserable in where you're going and what you're doing. So listen, I need you to sit down and I need you to start figuring out how can you maximize your purpose in your position. So I want to share with you 3 tips. Okay? Tip number 1, discovering your purpose is not just for entrepreneurship. Okay, so I know that, most times I jump on and I'm talking about, building a purpose-driven business. And while that is definitely something that I push, I'm always wanting to help someone create a purpose-driven business. It's not always about entrepreneurship. It's not always about owning a business. Sometimes you may not even be ready to own a business. There are so many responsibilities to being an entrepreneur. There's so much discipline and so much focus. Listen, I had to go into prayer on this past week and really talk to God about my focus and about my discipline and staying on the right track. So listen, being an entrepreneur, there's a lot more work to it. And you may not have reached the point to be in business by yourself or to start a business just yet. And that's okay. What if your job is to be an entrepreneur? What if your job is to identify your purpose and use your gifts to help someone else become great, to use your gifts to push forward the vision of someone else? That's why it's important for you to recognize your position so that you can learn how to maximize it. Discovering purpose is not just about entrepreneurship. Once you learn who you are, there is so much power in your purpose, because when you learn who you are, when you learn what your assignment is, then it makes it really difficult for someone to come to you and tell you anything different. It makes it really difficult for someone to come to you and knock you off your horse. When you understand what your assignment is, even though you'll still be discouraged, even though you may still be a little afraid, even though you may still experience some of those challenges. But when you face those challenges with a clear vision, with a strong confidence, with when you face those challenges knowing who you are, then it makes it that much easier for you to defeat the challenge that's in front of you. So it's time for you to start owning your position. Okay, maybe it's not your job to start a business, but you're working for someone right now, and you need to learn how to maximize your position, because not only are you taking away from your employer or whoever else that you're working for, you're not helping yourself. By sitting there and dreading your position and hating where you are and wishing you had another job, first of all, be grateful that you have a job. That's for number 1. For number 2, be grateful that you have an opportunity to maximize who you are. Because the position that you're in right now is supposed to show you and supposed to teach you your next step. So if you're not moving to the next level, it's because you haven't yet recognized where you're going. Okay? Tip number 2. If you are struggling in your position, it's because you haven't identified the purpose that's in your position. So remember, say for instance, if you feel like your life purpose is supposed to be to help other people solve a particular problem. Well, let's figure out how you can help solve that problem in the position that you're in now. Okay, maybe the problem may be I really want to go out and help people fix their finances. I really love budgeting. But right now I'm in the position as an administrative assistant, or I'm in clerical, or I'm in retail. How do I maximize my purpose in this area? Well, what you need to do is you need to start being creative so that your purpose can still be maximized in your position. It's no purpose to dread your position. You need to learn how to maximize yourself in it. So if you're saying, hey, I'm good at budgeting, but yet you're an administrative assistant, well, let's figure out how you can help your employer budget better. Y'all get my drift? So you have to recognize what your purpose is, and regardless of any position that you're in, and learn how to maximize it. When you're able to apply your purpose to all areas of life, When you're able to apply, when I tell you, okay, so I recognize that I had a gift to help people, to help people sit down and create a plan for the visions that they had. I did it everywhere. Like, even with my previous employer, I would sit down and say, hey, let's sit down. Let's write out this list. Let's do this. Everywhere I went, I was practicing purpose. I hadn't all the way recognized it yet, but now that I sit back and I look back on what I used to do in any position, even when I worked for one of the satellite companies, I used to sit and I used to dispatch, and I still had to help the vision come to pass. And I didn't really understand why I wanted to, I will apply my different creative twist to everything that I did. But now that I'm looking back on it, I'm recognizing that I had to maximize my position. The only way that you'll find peace until it's ready for you to be elevated is if you first learn what you're supposed to be doing in your current position. Which brings me to tip number 3, maximizing your current position. Be creative. Now, don't get me wrong. All employers have a system. Absolutely. But in that system, there's a piece for you where you can go in and say, you know what? I'm good in this area. I can help expand this area. I can help grow this area. And then when God starts seeing you helping the vision, when the God starts seeing you being provision, then it helps him. Then shows him that you are ready to now move forward in the vision that he's assigned to you. So if you're ready to live a life that you desire, live the life of success that you desire, then I challenge you to learn how to maximize the purpose in your current position. It's going to be really difficult for you to jump into entrepreneurship if that's something that you desire, if you haven't first learned how to serve. If you haven't first learned how to take those creative ideas and say, hey, let me help you grow. Let me help you build. Instead of sitting and dreading the position that you're in, learn how to maximize it. Remember, you have control over everything that pertains to you. You have control over your results. You have control over your emotions. You have control over the way that you respond. You have control over what your tomorrow is going to look like. The reason why you lose control is because you don't sit down and take the time to plan for the success that you desire. Maximize your purpose. Maximize your purpose in your current position. Once you learn how to maximize your purpose in your current position, then that gives you then that qualifies you to evolve into your next position. Make sense? If you are unhappy in your position, it's because you haven't sat down to identify. You haven't sat down yet to identify your areas of opportunity or how to tailor the position to your specific or your unique gifts. So again, I don't care if you're a cashier at McDonald's. If you're standing there, you're supposed to be taking money and you feel like, oh my God, my purpose is supposed to be to do hair, or I'm supposed to be a beautician, or I'm supposed to own a daycare, or my purpose is with children. Then guess what? Every child that walks up to your cashier, you find something encouraging to say to pour into that child. You find something to say to make that child feel special, because you have to learn how to embrace your current situation so that God can then qualify you for the next level. It's hard to elevate when you won't find what your assignment is in the position that you're currently in. So for those who are sitting on your lunch break, whether or not you're in your lunchroom, whether or not you are sitting in your car, whether or not you're eating, or whatever it is that you're doing, and you are still at your 9 to 5, it's time for you to maximize your current position. If you're not working and you're just sitting at home and you're trying to figure out the next step, then it's time for you to discover your purpose, so then you can in return turn your purpose into profit, and then you can live the life of success that you desire. Now, let me give you a warning. I'm going to give you a warning, because I know that, it sounds so easy. It sounds like 1, 2, 3, right? Well, it's not always steps 1, 2, 3. But if you stay consistent to the process, then you are guaranteed a harvest. Every seed that you plant will reap a harvest. Remember that. Every seed, whether it's a good seed or whether it's a bad seed, it will reap a harvest. So I challenge you to start sowing seeds of greatness. Start sowing what you want to reap. If you want to reap success, then you need to start sowing those seeds of success in your daily routines. Whether it's getting up a little earlier to start your day so that you're not late. If it's whether that is sitting down and really creating your list of ideas and creating an execution list, whether or not it's sitting down and really developing the idea, or really sitting down and learning how you can move around in your position. I know a young lady, and she'll know who I'm talking to. I have a young lady who she has I feel like the position that she's in right now is a wonderful position to maximize who she really is. She's a supervisor over a group of people, and this group of people, she can really help these group of people become better. And I always encourage her, hey, you're not comfortable, or you're getting frustrated with where you are because you've placed limitations on where you can go. You can take the position that you in and create a whole level of something new. Now, I understand that you are, under the leadership of your employer, and there are certain things that you can challenge you, and I do encourage you that in those moments that you sit down and you figure out, okay, how until it's time for me to move or be elevated to the next level or to the next job, or until it's time for me to do whatever it is that's next, you need to figure out how to maximize your purpose in your position. Learn how to maximize your purpose in your position. Nothing should hinder you from chasing great. Nothing should hinder you from going after what's next. Where my biggest issue is that so many people want more out of life, but they're not willing to sit down and really figure out what will it take to get more. I want you guys to stop jumping on the next bandwagon. I want you guys to stop jumping on the next train. That's the train that you think is going in the direction that you want to go in. Because remember that train may be moving, but it may not be moving in the direction that you're supposed to be going in. So you need to sit down and you need to figure out, who am I? Remember, you are placed here with a purpose. You are placed here with an identity. You are placed here on an assignment. And it is up to you to sit down and figure that small piece of information that makes a total impact on your life so that you can live the life that you desire to live. Okay? So listen, I thank you guys for joining me on today. I would like to open up the floor. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, I want to say hey to the people who did chime in and spoke to me. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me on today. I thank you so much. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to jot them down. I will address them live. I want to help you identify or understand the importance of your purpose. You do not have to dread your job. You don't have to dread Mondays. You don't have to dread your circumstances. You have to figure out, how can I maximize who I am in this current position? A quick recap. The top 3 tips to maximizing your current or maximizing your purpose and your current position is 1, know that discovering purpose is not just for entrepreneurship. Discovering purpose is to live a better life. It's like living a life. It's like walking the earth never knowing your name. That's what purpose is. It's like walking the earth never knowing who your ancestors are, who your grandparents are, who your mother and your father. That's what not knowing what your purpose is. It's kind of like an empty feeling that you have. Number 2, if you are struggling in a position, it's because you haven't identified what your purpose is in that position. Number 3, maximize your current position. God can't take you to the next level until you first identify the assignment that you're supposed to complete in the current level. And if you're unhappy in this position, it's because you haven't sat down yet to identify your areas of opportunity. How can you become greater? How can you maximize your position? Remember, you have something so unique about you, and you can't go to the next level until you first learn how to apply your unique capabilities to every situation. The reason why women can be nurturing, whether or not they have children or not, is because it's a part of our makeup. Well, your purpose is a part of your makeup. And you have to start identifying those areas in your life that brings you pleasure, that brings you joy when you're exercising this particular act. Okay? So, if we don't have any questions, concerns, comments, suggestions, ideas, this is your time to please chime in. Chime in if you have any questions or concerns. If not, again, thank you so much for joining me on today for Maximize Your Monday. I do hope that you enjoy this snippet on your lunch break. I do want you to go back to your lunch, enjoy your day. Don't forget to maximize your day. Join our email list for weekly updates and your very own Maximize Your Monday goal sheet at www.chasegreatenterprises.com. Again, visit us. I'm sorry, Tamiko, I didn't understand your question. Again, visit us at www.chasegreatenterprises.com. You can always catch me on social media at LaToya Early or at Chase Great Enterprises. I am always available. Please feel free to reach out. If you are having an issue, or if you're trying to discover your purpose, or if you're trying to learn what your life's assignment is, Chase Great Enterprises offer what we call purpose parties. And a purpose party is an opportunity. Okay, I got you, Tamiko. The purpose party is an opportunity for you to gather your peers, your co-workers, your church family, your organization, to come together, and let's have a purpose discovery experience. We have trained purpose pushers that operate under Chase Great Enterprises that'll come out to you and help you discover your purpose. Once you've discovered your purpose, then we'll teach you how to turn your purpose into profit. So if you are still trying to figure out what your purpose is in life and what you're supposed to be doing, no problem. I'm not going to teach you something. I'm not going to speak about something that I'm not equipped to teach you. So if you're ready to take that leap and start learning who you are, what your assignment is, and what your life purpose is, I encourage you to go ahead and book you a purpose party. Gather your friends, gather your co-workers. This is great for leadership training. This is great for a girls' night out. This is great for organizations, churches. If you're interested in it, please email us at info@chasegreatenterprises.com. We also do private sessions as well. So if you're not into the whole purpose party aspect, we do offer private sessions. So again, please feel free to email me at info@chasegreatenterprises.com. Thank you so much for taking your time out to join me on today for Maximize Your Monday. I appreciate you. I thank you. I am here every single Monday at noon. So if you are free, join us here every Monday at noon. Invite your followers, invite your friends, and I will see you on next week. Have an amazing day and be blessed. Is there financial assistance available? I really want to attend a Write the Vision workshop. Email me, Tasha. Email me. Oh, I'm sorry, real quick. Tamiko had a question. She said, what does she do if she's falling behind? We got to get you back on track. The reason why we fall behind is because we haven't connected with the passion that's going to take us all the way there, which goes back into discovering your purpose. When you're doing something that you love and it's a part of you, it's really hard for you to fall behind. Let's use mothering, parenting for really quickly. It's really hard for you to fall behind in your and parenting your child because it's a part of you. It's kind of like an obligation. It's like, I have to do this. And sometimes even if you do fall behind in parenting, you find some kind of way to jump back in because you know that child needs you. Well, that's the same thing with purpose. When you fall behind, or you may feel like that you're not, fulfilling the areas that you're supposed to, because you understand the importance of your purpose, you always tend to find a way to jump back on track. So if you're having that problem, Tamiko, then we need to sit down and really figure out how to discover your purpose so that we can get you back on that track so that you can be passionate for what you're doing. And if you fall off track, don't worry, because that natural energy will come back and you'll want to reconnect, I guarantee. So again, thank you so much for joining us. Tasha, email me. Thank you so much for your question, Tamiko. And you ladies and gentlemen, have an amazing day. Be blessed.